Welcome back to the Giant and the Jet. It is February 11th, Wednesday night. We have our Super Bowl hangover episode coming up. We'll get to talk about the Super Bowl and then on to some other sporting, uh, basketball, hockey, and then we have a summer ahead of a lot of actually the next like 6 months ahead of a lot of good sports. So let's get into it.
Yep.
Oh,
So Super Bowl's over. I
yeah.
wrote my notes. I'm sure you have yours. Recap. I mean, I have one, two, three, four, five bullet points, but you can go first. What do you think of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people said it was boring. I thought it was more so just the defenses were both really good on both teams. Patriots O-line got kind of exposed, and I feel like the Patriots were a little bit lucky to be there, but you got to give credit to the Seahawks defense. They got after May like crazy. They were covering their wide receivers that they're kind of lacking, and I think that game kind of showed that they're lacking a true number one. But I mean, a win's a win, and I think for the Patriots, their MVP was Christian Gonzalez without a doubt. And then I thought Walker did get the MVP, right, of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there was a minute there. I thought the kicker was going to get it.
That's what I thought too.
Low-key kind of deserved it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
got to give it to the guy with like 160 yards or whatever. He carried them down the field multiple times. So, yeah, but I don't know about the Patriots. This felt like kind of a lucky year for them. Like they got the Broncos with Knicks. They didn't have to play the Bills. They didn't have to play the Jaguars. So. It felt apparent like halfway through too, like they probably shouldn't have been there. So that's about all I had in terms of recapping the game. What were your thoughts watching?
So I had a few. So I guess I would start, if I'm starting with Seattle, I would say that I think this is one of the most complete teams I've seen in a long time.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't compare it to one of the greatest teams of all time. Like, I think if this Seattle team was going against one of those Patriot teams with Brady, I think if it was going against the Legion of Boom, I think Sam Darnold would have had a bad day. I think if he was going against, I mean, even the Eagles team of last year, I think that would have been really challenging for them. So
Yeah.
I'm not about to lump this team into uh, legendary status. I think just it's a really, really good team. Uh,
Well built.
well built, well constructed, and that's my point number two. My point number two is I'm gonna be curious to see how teams in the next five-ish years go about quarterback contracts. We've talked about this for a long time, where Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I mean, if you really think about it, Joe Burrow got hurt, but Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson, they didn't make the playoffs this year. Now,
No.
that's probably an anomaly. They'll probably come back next year. But the reality is they were healthy and they didn't make the playoffs because they're deep. And Joe Burrow last year, who was completely healthy, and I mean, Jamar Chase had 2,000 yards and all this stuff. Like he didn't make the playoffs. So you're talking about all time great quarterbacks not making the playoffs. So I think teams, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, is this team the way it is because of Sam Darnold's ability to only get paid 33 million instead of 60? Uh,
Definitely helps.
I'll talk about a little bit with basketball and what LeBron's going to do next year, where he can play another 5 years in the NBA as long as he's getting paid $5 million, not 55, because you just can't do it. So I think Sam Darnold's contract really completed this team. I'll say this, and when I was who's right, when I was my worst take,
Yeah.
little preview is just Sam Darnold, I think, played exactly what he had to do to win this game and dominate this game. The only way the Patriots had a chance is if he threw four or five interceptions.
Yeah, he basically did what CJ Stroud, Stidham, and who they
Also,
played Herbert. Yeah, what they didn't do is what he did.
just
He
man,
held the ball. He escaped a sack. He didn't throw a pick.
yep. He didn't have to do a lot. He didn't, JSN was out most of the game. He didn't even do
Uh,
anything.
he had
Uh,
like 28 yards, I think.
they were just playing field management, and eventually, you knock at the door as many times as you knock on the door, you're going to score eventually.
Yeah, and they took the points too.
Yeah. Yes, they kept taking the points. That's why the
Yeah.
field goal kicker was low key the MVP because I think he had five field goals.
Yep.
So I mean, your boy Dan, he said it. He's like, how are you going to beat us? Take the points, play fundamental football.
Yep.
The Broncos had just done that, they would have been in the Super Bowl.
Or at
If,
least would have gone to overtime.
at least if
Yeah.
Houston had done that, they win that game. Like, this whole Dan Campbell situation, the Lions, where we're going to go for it on every fourth down, no matter what, doesn't actually win football games. Like the Patriots, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, the Eagles kind of cheat with their fourth and one bullshit. But like, if you look at the history of Super Bowls, you got to take the points when you can and just manage field position because
Yeah.
you're playing chess. Um,
It also depends on the feel of the game, though, too. If the game's getting up 45-41, then you go for it.
yeah,
But
no. Fourth quarter, we're down four. We got it. Like, I think the Packers, when they went against the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship game, they're like, we're going to take the points and give the ball back to Tom Brady. What? That's insane of you. Like, you got to
yeah,
know, like, it's a situational thing, not
yeah,
a every single down thing.
yeah.
So I
That
think,
felt like the game, though, where you got to take every field goal you could get because they couldn't move the ball the whole
no, it was a
first
complete
three quarters.
because they're playing chess. They're feeling each other out. Um, what I would say about the Patriots. So the Patriots reminded me, I actually just added this, but I was thinking about it. The Patriots reminded me of the Yankees 2 years ago, where like the Yankees, sorry, Leo.
When they lost in the World Series, that team.
Yeah, Leo just was like licking my sock to the point where my feet are getting wet. So I just had to kick him out. I'll edit that out. They reminded me of the Yankees. So the Yankees had, some stars, but really we really weren't a great baseball team. We just so happened to play the Royals and then the Guardians,
Yeah.
where Houston had lost, Baltimore had lost, the Rays and the Blue Jays were gone, Seattle had lost.
The Red Sox weren't in it.
Red Sox weren't in it. The Texas Rangers weren't in it. Talk about all the teams that had beaten us all throughout the years were just not there. And it was a very weird year. And I remember being like, this is my now football is different. But for me, I was like, this is what a worst nightmare because we're actually not a World Series team, but we're in the World Series. Then
Yeah.
we go against the Dodgers and we lose in five. Um, the Patriots should not have been there. Sorry. They shouldn't have been there. Now, is there a team in the AFC who's like they are the ones who deserve it? Not really, because the
No.
Bills are a really badly constructed team as well. They just have Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You could say the Broncos because if Bo Nix was healthy, they're probably a better team, but they're
The,
not.
J-
They're not
the Jaguars maybe are in the conversation too.
Jaguars, right? They have the Patriots just have too many holes. The left side of their offensive line, their tight ends,
Their Campbell was getting fried after the game.
Carter, with short hands now. He's like a T-Rex. Uh, They don't have any wide receivers. Diggs got arrested. I mean, what a 180 from one game, right? Diggs went from having like it's Cardi B and having a baby to being a Super Bowl champion to being broken up with and arrested. I mean, in a 3 hour span. Will Campbell now is horrible. They refused to use their rookie running back, uh,
Yeah.
which I'm going to talk about later.
He's the home run hitter. Like you figured once you can't, get a consistent first downs, you got to get a guy out there who's going to hit a home run for
He's
you.
going to make an explosive play. So
Yeah.
my final thing is I believe that will be the least memorable Super Bowl ever. The reason it'll be the least memorable is every Super Bowl that I can remember that have been blowouts have at least had like a legendary team. So if you look at the
Okay.
85 Bears, yeah, that Super Bowl sucked, but it's the 85 Bears. And then the most recent one is probably the
Legion of Boom.
where they're going against the Broncos. But me and you just completed my sentence. But it's the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
So we were kind of appreciative. Okay, this team is that great. This team really wasn't. The game was kind of boring. I mean,
I think it was lacking like a moment too. I was trying to think of maybe when that could be less memorable. And there usually like a Super Bowl at least has a moment, like even the blowout with the Legion of Boom, like the ball goes over, Peyton Manning's had the first play for a
play.
safety, and then it's just an avalanche after that. Like,
Yeah, you look back at the 80s when the 49ers were killing people. Um, but like you once again, legendary teams.
yeah.
I don't
Last year is actually kind of not that memorable either, which I was trying to think of like the big moment of last year's game.
Super Regime,
Yeah,
probably.
maybe the pick six.
But that was such a memorable game because you had so many people hating the Chiefs. And they
Yeah,
were so happy that they were getting not just losing, they were getting annihilated. And
that's
they
true.
were going for the three-peat. And it's also Philly and Saquon had left the Giants and he rushed for 2,000 yards. And, you have it's just more storylines were in that game. I'm not saying last year's was the best. I'm just saying I think this year we're never going to talk about it. It'll be like Seattle won that year.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, we'll poke fun at the Jets. We'll poke fun at the. It almost became instead of talking about the Seahawks, I feel like most of the ESPN and dumbasses on TV are talking more about the Jets and the Vikings than they are about Seattle
Yeah, and the Patriots.
and the Patriots, how they suck. And, they're like, Seattle's a great team, and they'll go 20 minutes on everything else that went wrong with this team. Um, So yeah, I just think it's gonna be one of the most least memorable. And then my halftime thoughts. The halftime show by
At Bonnie.
Bonnie. I think that was perfect for the NFL. And I have
Yeah.
a whole theory on it. And my theory is, and I was explaining this to Patrick, who was a little upset by the halftime show. And I was like, Patrick, me, you, Bobby, Alex, Nick, Kevin, all the people, all our friends, Dan. We will always watch the NFL. We are never going to turn it off. We are never going to be like, oh, I didn't like that halftime show. I'm not watching.
Yeah.
So, knowing that information, knowing that the NFL knows that we're never going anywhere, they have to reach a new audience. And their eyes are on South America right now. You can see it in the games. They're
They
trying
play Brazil.
Brazil, Mexico, like they're going for it. If that was your target, you did a great job. If your
Yeah.
target was to make me and my family happy, not that we disliked Bad Bunny, he literally didn't speak any English. So I'm sitting there going, I'm enjoying this visually, but I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't good or bad. It was
I
just
didn't
a new audience.
yeah. I didn't know any of the words. I didn't sing along, but I was bobbing my head. I was enjoying the visuals. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, if you're some older guy who is in middle America, is like, I hate
Yeah.
this, filled with rage. It's like, yeah, dude, they weren't targeting you.
Yeah. They don't care. They know you're gonna watch the Packers
So you're
every
gonna
week.
watch.
Yeah.
You're gonna come back and you're gonna watch the Bears and you're gonna watch the Dallas Cowboys. You're gonna watch. So I guess in a way they're basically like fuck you because we're like not fuck you, like we love you, but we want to expand this game and this is the person we're gonna do it.
It's not like it's some random guy. He's like the most streamed artist like year after year. So
Yeah. So
gain that
I
worldwide
think,
audience for
I
sure.
think NFL did exactly what it was trying to do, and it did a good job. And I guarantee you, there were an extra, I don't want to exaggerate, 50 million people in other countries who probably tuned in just because he was performing.
Yeah, or even just in America, all the Latin community who maybe not might not watch a football game tune in just for that alone too. Like I'm sure Juan Soto and Josh Chisholm and whoever else wanted to watch it.
Yeah. So I think they did it okay. Now, I hope it doesn't become every single year. Like there are jokes right now that they're going to bring in that like Korean, the five girls who are Korean next year.
Oh, I thought it was BTS was the one I was seeing.
What are they from?
They're K-pop, but they're boys. That's like a boy.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Like now what I want, I don't even know who's out there, but whatever.
I don't know who's left. Like Drake has left, but the last Super Bowl he just got called a pedophile. So.
Bench. So yeah, that's my review of the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go a little bit more into my thoughts on Walker later, my thoughts on Sam Darnold later. That's my review. That's our review. Um, since I just talked so much, instead of going to the NBA, do you want to do hockey?
Sure.
Okay.
So we'll start off with my Buffalo Sabres. It's been a fun season, honestly. Volatile but fun. So they started off three games under 500, 11, 14, and 4, and then they followed that up by going 21, 5, and 2. Firmly in a playoff spot, at least of now. I think they're 6 points clear. It's been crazy to watch because like they didn't get a good save, like they couldn't get that big save the whole beginning of the season, and out of nowhere, the a backup goalie we signed just kind of off a whim because we needed a backup goalie has been saving us. He's won I think 10 or 11 in a row now. And I think the coaching staff has just utilized the team well. We have a bunch of really good defensemen. Dahlin playing for Sweden today is one of them. But they got him to start activating in the ozone. So like instead of having all the forwards press up, the defense stay back. We'll have these skilled defensemen hop up, and it's just been good to watch like them actually play like a team instead of just a bunch of random guys out there. So we got about an 80% chance to make the playoffs. And I will say that if we do make it, I will probably go to multiple games and spend hundreds of dollars to watch because I haven't seen a playoff game from the Sabres since I was 15. I remember exactly where I was. Easter at my step or my second cousin's house. When I was 15, I locked myself in a room and I was like, I'm watching this. Like, I'll see you guys later. So if we make it, I'm all over it. I'm gonna spend tons of money to go.
Yeah.
Jump. So I guess I'll also just summarize the East quickly, and then the West I'll go super quick because I don't really watch Western Conference hockey. But I did predict before the season that the Lightning were gonna win. They're first in the Atlantic, which has been an absolute bloodbath. So I was looking into the standings a little bit. The fifth place team in the Atlantic Division. So fifth place would be first place in the Pacific Division, which is just crazy to think about. The fifth best team is better than the first in this other division. And then I'm kind of nervous about the rest of the season. I know we have that 80% playoff chance, but I think like 20 of our last 25 games are against Atlantic teams head to head. So having to go through that gauntlet of a bunch of teams that are better than most of the rest of the league is going to be kind of a kind of fucked up, but we'll see how it goes. And then jumping over to the West quick, like I said, I don't really follow it, but the Avalanche are just absolutely destroying it. They have 9 losses on the season so far, and I think they're like almost a sure doubt to make the Stanley Cup. I know in hockey it's a little harder to like kind of be like this team's the best, they're gonna make it. Like we saw the Bruins with the best regular season of all time get bounced in the first round. But the stat that just backs it up, so they have 9 regulation losses all season and only one of those losses has been from a team within their own conference. So they like get kind of smacked by the Eastern Conference, but the Western Conference they're like 28-1 or something like that, just absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know. I think it's going to be Avalanche, Tampa, but I'd love to see my Sabres come through and make an upset and push all the way. 15 years of no playoffs to a Stanley Cup would be something else, but not going to count on that. So
Okay. That was our hockey recap.
hockey talk.
We'll
And
probably
also the Olympics, watch the Olympics. The women's team, US women's team smacked Canada yesterday 5-0, and then we got men starting tomorrow. Um, should be fun to watch.
think we'll do a quick segment like that every week of hockey. I'll do basketball. Uh,
Sure.
doesn't take too long. All right, NBA. So we don't talk about the NBA a lot here, but we're going to start all the way to the NBA Finals. We're going to talk about the Knicks, who I have watched. They're actually on right now versus 76ers.
What's the score?
Oh, I shut it. I literally just shut it off because I can't do both. But I was watching it before it went on. Knicks score. We're winning by 30 at halftime, 72 to 42.
Damn. Nice.
Uh, Here's what I say about the Knicks. The Knicks started off as one of the hottest teams in basketball, and then they were one of the worst teams in basketball. And they lost like something like 10 in a row, and then they had a players only meeting, and then they went 9-0.
Yeah.
Last 10 games, they are 8-2. They seem to have really pulled it around. I would be shocked if we are not at least a 2 seed by the end of the year. So I feel like Boston's there on pure grit and determination right now, but they really just don't have the talent because everyone's hurt or they traded everyone away. Um, for some bizarre reason, I don't know why teams are still doing this. Cleveland traded for James Harden. Basically, why don't I that's like if I'm going to race someone and I decide to tie my shoelaces together. So, like, I don't understand why teams still trade for James Harden. That's shocking to me because he has such a big personality. He's uncoachable. He doesn't play defense and he's not in shape. So, why would you put his even salary on the books of that. I don't understand it at all. Maybe
Is
they
his is his goal to play for every team in the league? He's starting to get close to it. Was he on like 10 maybe?
maybe I don't know. Um, the down part of the East from 76ers, Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, Charlotte, they're just absolute nobodies right now. One of the more interesting things in the NBA in the East is Washington Wizards acquired
Oh yeah.
Young and Anthony Davis and a plethora of other people and basically giving away their picks. Like, why don't that would, I mean, what is that like in other sports? Would that be like if the Nationals traded for Mike Trout right now and gave away picks? Like, I don't understand that.
Gave away all prospects for Mike Trout.
So basically, in my opinion, the East is just Detroit, who is a sound team that no one talks about. The
No.
Knicks and Cleveland. I like the Knicks a lot. I think we actually have a really, really good group from Towns to Bridges. Obviously Brunson. We have a really good core. The coach is different, where he's actually like pacing players out instead of burning them. So I think we're a lock. I think we're going to go to the finals. I don't want to say a lock, especially in the Garden. I can't see anyone in the East beating us. That's my East. The West,
Also, on the East too, I don't really follow basketball, obviously, as you know, but it's interesting that the Pacers went to the finals and now they're in dead last in the conference. I thought that was interesting just looking at the standings the other day. But
teams.
Halliburton got hurt, right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Dead last is kind of weird.
No.
Um, that is weird. In the West, the Wild West. Um, basically, the way I view it is there's like the young versus the old. So you got OKC, the Spurs, and um, the Minnesota, which are led by young cores. And then basically Houston, who's young, but Durant really is their scorer. Denver and LA right in the middle of them. And I have no idea who's going to win the West, but it's been the most fascinating dynamic has been OKC versus the Spurs because OKC seems to beat everyone but the Spurs. So it's really interesting to watch those two teams. The amount of what first round draft picks Oklahoma City has and the amount of top two picks the Spurs have had the past 3 years. My projection is that those two teams, unless something weird happens, they're going to be like the Lakers and Spurs in the early 2000s. I believe one of those two teams will go to the NBA Finals. If in the next 10 years, I would project one of those two teams to go to the NBA Finals 8 times. That's how good their cores are, and they have all their first round draft picks still. So they're the West to lose. The Lakers, the only way the Lakers can get better is by losing LeBron. He's getting paid $52 million. And
Yeah, it's crazy.
I like, I'm a lifelong LeBron James fan. He just can't move the same. Now, if he was coming off the bench, playing backup point guard and paying him $5 million, he'd be a really big asset. But paying him 52 million, he is killing them.
No.
Luka doesn't play defense and Reeves doesn't play defense. So
How old is he? 42 now?
Uh, LeBron James, age 41. He's old.
Yeah,
And
he's getting it's
and he's
crazy.
still averaging, I think, like 17 points per game. He's still a good
Yeah,
basketball player, but you can't pay a decent basketball player star money. So
no.
he's killing them. That's it. I really won't be really, really tuning into the NBA probably till probably till March. Maybe maybe right after March Madness, kind of like April, because the playoffs are so fucking long. It's like an entire season. Uh,
No.
that's my NBA recap. Uh, yeah, I mean, I've been watching Knicks games. Giannis not getting traded is fascinating to
That
me.
was weird.
That was the only other thing that I found weird in this NBA season. I did a deep dive. It's really not that teams don't want to trade him, it's about contracts. So what the NBA did was basically you need to match contracts. So like the only way the Knicks didn't have the draft capital. But even if let's say the Knicks had five first round draft picks and they wanted to trade the five first round draft picks, they have to trade someone that matches salaries too. So you would have
So
had
that would be Bronson.
even Towns.
Oh, town. Okay.
And because Towns is a max contract. So really interesting that the NBA did that. Like it's not like that in the NFL. The NFL, that would almost be like, oh, I want Micah Parsons. Well, then you have to give me an all pro back. or at least someone being paid like an all pro. Then
Yeah.
they give me draft capital. Really weird. Um, but yeah, go Knicks. It's probably the most optimistic a Knicks fan has felt since 1999.
More than last year?
Way more than last year because there was always a doubt that Boston was going to beat us. Um,
That wasn't the team that beat them. That was the
I
crazy
know,
part.
I know, I know. This year, if we don't make the finals, I would say it's the first year of my life where if we don't make the finals, it's a disappointment. That was not the vibe last year. So
What trade they I know they got what's the guy's it's a Spanish name, right? What's the guy why am I blanking? Alvarez? Is that who they traded for?
Jose Alvarado,
Alvarado.
yeah. Um,
He's like a backup guard, but I know they made a couple moves, like a couple smaller moves.
yeah. I mean, I can look it up right now. Jose, I can look up his stats. I mean, I won't. That's why I'm not that big. I'm not. He averages 8 points a game,
Yeah.
41% field goal. Looks like just a guy. He looks like a guy who can fill in case Hart, Bridges, Brunson go down. Like he can
Yeah.
there. Uh,
McBride's been down too, so he's probably playing for McBride.
yeah. So little depth. That's always good. That's the NBA recap.
He has the classic play where he like will hide when the other team inbounds the ball and then he'll sneak up behind the guy with the ball and swipe it from him. He's like one of those like pesky players that's a pain in the ass to play against.
I mean, little Mikey Smith action.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So this pod's a little shorter, even though we're still at 30 minutes. We like doing top tens. This top 10, it was so much fun. I wanted to do it too.
Yeah. It was
So,
a good one.
Bob, you can go first and then I'll go, or I don't even care. I can go first. Uh, top 10 of, so football has ended. Allison is very happy. Um,
That's just the beginning.
yeah, little do they know. It's like a brand new season. Basically, until football comes back, college and NFL, we fill our days with other stuff, but these are top 10 events that we're looking forward to the most until football comes back. Do you want to go first or me?
I'll go first.
Okay, let me write it. Let me get ready.
All right. So I could copy and paste this into the file if you want to. I just wrote it on my own, so I didn't like overwrite what you had.
Yeah, good. Copy and paste it.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
I'm curious to see yours. Oh, number one. Okay. All right, here we go. No, sorry. Go ahead. Go
We'll
ahead.
start at number 10 now.
Okay.
So number 10 I have or well actually let's list all the events first. So we have the World Cup, March Madness, opening day, the ping pong tournament, Masters golf majors, NBA playoffs, Champions League, UFC on the I'm guessing this is the White House one. Is
You
that
didn't have to do my 10. You could have done.
Oh no, I'm just reading the list before I start my own. This is the UFC on the White House lawn, right? Is that the one? Okay. And then the NHL playoffs in Wimbledon. Okay, so number 10, I have Wimbledon as my number 10. I don't really watch tennis. Like if it's on in the background, I'll pay attention. But I also don't really think there's like a huge point watching because most of the finals are gonna be Alcaraz, Sinner, or Djokovic. I don't know. Just not a big tennis guy. So that's my number 10. Number 9. I have the Champions League final. I enjoy soccer, but I think the World Cup will give me my fill of soccer. And then I do like some teams, but I'm not like a true diehard. Like I'm a fan, I would say, of like Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Liverpool, three of like the biggest teams. I'm kind of just like a fair weather fan. So I think it would be higher if one of those teams was in it, and I had a deeper rooting interest. But they're my number 9. Number 8. I have the NBA playoffs. It should be fun with the Knicks in it. Like you said, they're probably Eastern Conference favorites. Besides that, I don't really care if the Knicks aren't in it. Maybe I'll watch like the fourth quarter of the finals games, stuff like that. Number 7, I have the mass. Actually, and I just want to note between 8 and 9, if I had this was on the list, I would add the NFL draft over Champions League.
You could have.
And
There was mine was just made up. You could have added.
oh, okay. All right. Well, then number 9 probably would have been the NFL draft. Just because it's not like an actual sporting event. I didn't really want to put it on there. It's like a spectacle more so than a sporting event. But number seven, anyway, I have the Masters slash the golf majors. I never like really watch a full tournament Thursday to Sunday, but when it's like one of those summer days, you don't feel like doing anything. It's a little, I don't know, whatever the reason may be, you're just sitting around. And there's like a group of players that are all close. I feel like that's really fun to watch when you have like three guys all going down to the wire. So I had that as my number seven. Number six, I have the UFC White House. If we get the card that's been talked about, thought about, what everyone's been saying, it's going to be great. Like, especially if Conor McGregor could get there, they bring back like Poirier maybe, Holloway fights, stuff like that. Those are probably my more favorite fighters. It would be awesome. The only reason why I don't have it higher though is a lot of the champions are like those Russian guys that just like to lay on top of people, and I can't stand watching them.
Russell.
Yeah, they just like to wrestle. Number five, I have March Madness. I feel like this always comes at the right time of the year. March Madness, like the Super Bowl's over, and this year we had the Olympics that kind of tied us over. But besides that, it's really just regular season hockey in the NBA. And I will say about March Madness, I really enjoy the first couple rounds, but I feel like as the tournament goes on, I actually kind of lose interest. I think because they have like gaps in between the rounds, and then baseball also usually will come back towards the end. But I did want to note that I'll probably be going to one of the sessions, probably in the first or second round, because they're playing in Buffalo, so
Oh,
that'll be cool.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, and then the same thing with number four. I have the World Cup as my number four. I think if this was being played outside of North America, I would have the World Cup number five and March Madness number four. But I think it's cool that it's going to be in American soil. Like we know where all the games are. I feel like when it's in Brazil, it's like, oh, this game's being played in the Amazon. Like, well, we know all the countries. That really doesn't have that big of a part in it. But I am also contemplating going to the game in Toronto between Germany and Ivory Coast, which
Already
would be
sold
sick.
out with all these tickets you're playing.
I know I know. I was thinking that as I was saying that. I think the tickets for the World Cup are like $700 too, so I gotta wait for it to go down. Number six or number three, I'm sorry. I have the NHL playoffs. I think in a normal year, this would be probably closer to six or seven. But if the Sabres make it, this is like easy three for me. And like I said before, I haven't experienced the Sabres playoff game since I was 15. Same with the Jets. So I'm super excited if it does end up happening. Number two, I have baseball opening day. See how the Mets are this year. I think they're gonna be like decent. I don't know if they're a World Series team. Um, but I don't know. I feel like opening day is like the turn to spring. It's like you turn in the new, things starting to thaw out a little bit. You got that fresh spring
It's
air.
much, much bigger deal in the Northeast than down here. Like down here,
Yeah.
it's like nothing. And I'll be like, it's opening day. And people are like, whatever. So
Yeah. I remember that in college. Like I was like all hyped about it and people were like, who gives a shit? Um, and then I think also just remember too, like it's not going to be a full season. I feel like we're not going to get a full season next year. So I really want to enjoy the baseball season this year. And then number one, slanted view. I have the ping pong tournament, one of my favorite weekends of the year. And I got my eyes dead set on that fourth straight title. I'm
okay.
coming for it. Post that on Instagram.
What? You afraid of anyone this year? No.
No, why would I? I don't know. I don't know.
No,
I'm
no.
not trying to talk shit, but like I haven't been beaten, so like who should I be afraid of?
No one, obviously. All right. Top 10 events that I want to see. Bob, you told me the NFL draft, so I actually just added it. That was not set. I just kind of did my own 10.
Okay.
So I want to do honorable mentions. There's three. Winter Olympics, that's happening right now. Do I care? No, but maybe I'll watch it if I'm at a bar. Wimbledon, that was what I just took off. I will not watch Wimbledon until the final. I think it's going to be Alcaraz in center apparently for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And then this is a real one, an honorable mention to the WNBA. I think Caitlin Clark's going to come back really, really strong this year. Apparently, she's been training like an animal. And last year, we were kind of robbed of her in the playoffs because she got hurt. And I think the WNBA is going to have a really good. I think they can't keep letting her get beat up. So I think they're going to protect her a little more. And I think it's going to be a really good year. I mean, the New York team's solid. The Vegas team is solid. The Vegas team just has, I forgot her name, but she's like,
Kelsey Plum.
no, the Vegas person. She's like a three-time MVP. The Connecticut girl who's going to go into her second year. She's going to be really well. And then there's always Reese in Chicago. So I think it's going to be a really good year of storylines when there's nothing else going on. And I'm being serious. But
I like how you added Reese in the end. Though. I feel like she isn't that good, honestly, considering.
horrible, but she adds a storyline. She's like,
Yeah, that's true.
you'd be like if Draymond Green was a star of the team. It's
Yeah.
crazy. But they don't crack my top 10. My top 10 are the NHL playoffs at number 10. The only reason number 10, because the Rangers are atrocious, is because Tampa Bay is a hockey town. There is nothing bigger. Well, when Tom Brady was here, yes. But I'm telling you, when the Lightning are rolling, this town's electric. I really, really enjoy it. Number 9 is UFC and the 4th of July. I think that's going to be a real America type of moment. I think, all the big boys will be there,
Yeah.
Rogan and Dana White, and, it's going to be ridiculous. Not even how they're doing that. Number 8,
Do you think it's gonna actually? I know we'll talk about it on a different episode. I feel like it's not gonna be what they're promoting anyway.
how do you do this? Uh,
Yeah,
Champions League final. I love the Champions League final. Champion.
I love that. Yeah,
I love the song. I love the pageantry. I love when there's two massive clubs, like give me a real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Man City, Barcelona. Like I love when it's massive. And years past, I used to go to McDitton's, which was a bar that used to have like I saw like soccer all morning. Eric used to work there, but now I probably just watch it. Number 7 is the NBA playoffs. I absolutely love the NBA playoffs when the Knicks are in it, and I like the usually the later rounds. Number 6, the Masters. Something about the Masters I just truly enjoy. I remember last year my mom was like, "Why don't we go to the beach?" To my dad, and I go, "It's the Masters on Sunday." My mom was like, "What?" And I was like, "There's like no greater joy than hearing Jim Nance's voice, like,
nah.
hello, friends." And I'm
It's
just
just beautiful. Like it's beautiful imagery on your screen the
uh,
whole time too.
it's just absolutely gorgeous. So I love the
Yeah,
Masters. Number 5, and this is because you mentioned it, it's the NFL draft. It's only one day, and we don't need a quarterback, thank God. So I'm just curious to see what happens, but I always love the drama of
yeah,
this and everything. Number 4, I don't participate in it, but it's the ping pong tournament. I love the ping pong tournament because it is the only time of the entire year all of these psychotic sports fanatics get to actually be an athlete for a day. And there's drama and there's competitiveness and there's tension and I absolutely love watching it and uh, running it.
Bolton flocks to the brewery.
It's great. Baseball opening day, number 3, love it. Uh, in a normal world, this is number 1. I get to watch my Yankees, but they are running back literally the same team from last year, so I'm not as excited. Number 2 is March Madness. Nothing brings me more joy than the first 2 days of March Madness, the Thursday, Friday, and then usually even the Saturday, Sunday, where you hope your bracket does well just like for a couple
Yeah,
hours, so you
yeah,
stay in it. You hope your final 4 teams make it to Sunday. Really, really fun. And then number 1 is the World Cup. I love the World Cup. I hope USA can make it to the round of 16.
yeah.
Um,
Just the knockout stage.
yeah. So the World Cup's just my favorite. I mean, I love the World Cup. I hope Italy can make it. Um,
They're still not in yet.
no,
When do they figure that out?
later they're like one of the last teams to get in. Uh,
Yeah.
so that's it. That's my top 10. Moving on to worst take of the week, best take of the week, last minute shout outs. Bob, go ahead. Worst take of the week.
Worst take of the week. I think it was all my Super Bowl bets. I loaded up my FanDuel account with $100. I didn't bet every. I think I bet 75 of it. I lost all of them. Got the coin toss wrong. I threw in like 6 parlays. They were all wrong. I missed one by like one catch, which drove me crazy because it was Hunter Henry and he got hurt on the 2 point conversion. And I was like, oh, garbage time. He's gonna get it without a doubt. I need to keep reminding myself. Throwing a straight bet. I had the Seahawks in all of them. -4.5, -7, -10. Just I just have to bet the line. Like what am I, that's my worst take.
Yeah.
Just bothers me.
Yeah. I Uh, my worst take is that Sam Darnold wouldn't win a Super Bowl. I'm wrong. When Alex Jones came on, who got every prediction right. Um,
Impressive. He's got a post send that into ESPN.
um, I was just like, there's just a 0% chance he's gonna win, and I'm wrong. And did he, go crazy? No, but he did his job. He didn't get carried. Like he didn't
Yeah.
get carried there. He won some games. So good job, Sam Darnold. Congratulations. I'm wrong. Best take of the week?
Best take. I feel like the whole time I kind of thought the Patriots weren't one of the best teams in the AFC. They felt lucky to be there, and I think they were. They were probably the fourth best team in the AFC. And I know most of the season I had Denver below them, but I think that I guess that's where I was wrong too. I could have probably had that my worst take as well. But I thought they were the fourth best team in the AFC for most of the season, and they kind of showed that when they made it to the big game and got manhandled by a good NFC team.
Yeah. My best take of the week, which might have been one of my best takes of the year, was Walker being the MVP. So called that out last week. I said that they're going to cover up Jason. He's not going to do that much, and Walker was going to be the key difference in this game. Uh, but that's not true. The actual key difference in this game was the backup running back getting hurt and
Yeah.
Seattle not able to go to him. So I just want to point out that if you are a true fan of the Falcons, Lions, Ravens, etc., if you have a Hall of Fame running back, you what you actually need to do, and this is a joke, but what you actually need to do is go injure your running back too. Your team can go on a Super Bowl run if they just don't play him. I guarantee you the Falcons make the playoffs and the Ravens make the playoffs if they just ran this one particular play. I bet the Lions make the playoffs if they used Gibbs.
No.
Sharp, I just call him Sharp. Sharp getting hurt helped this team so dramatically because it got these people out of their own heads and they just had to give the ball to their best player overall. I mean, Dusty was over watching the Super Bowl and he was like, "That's the guy I drafted." I was like, "That's the guy I traded for."
Yeah.
So who's a bigger idiot? Probably me. Um, so
Did he have like one touchdown the whole regular season or something like that? Or like
had
two
like
or
two. It was crazy. Every time he'd
yeah.
be on the 25-yard line, they took him out. And then their whole offense would stop. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Got hurt at the right time.
Yeah. Uh,
Last minute shout out.
yeah.
So you have this as well, but happy Valentine's Day and anniversary to my girlfriend Kara. 5 years on the 16th, which is crazy. Five years. I love you very much, and
Nice.
nice living with you and spending our time together and all that. And also just shout out to the Olympics. I've been watching it a lot. Skiing, snowboarding, curling, and hockey have been the ones I've been tuned in. Actually, and the figure skating too. I've been watching some of the figure skating. It's pretty impressive. And then just the U.S. women's hockey team too for Smoking Canada, and I hope the U.S. men's team does the same.
Okay. Uh, mine is also, I don't know if she can hear me, but mine's also Allison. Happy Valentine's Day. Love you. This will be our second Valentine's Day together. Since you gave two, I guess I'll give two.
Sure.
Monday is spring training. And because I live 2 miles from the spring training, I go every year with my dad. Um, so nice little tradition me and him have is we go to spring training and we watch the players as if we're 5 years old.
Like you're scouting them, or
Yeah, we'll get the pamphlet and be like, who's number 16? Who is that guy? Did we trade him? Da, da, da. Probably my favorite spring training of all time was in 2009 when we got Teixeira, Sabathia, Burnett, and we just like I was like, whoa, and Jeter's still there, Mariano's still there, Posada
Posada.
there.
Yeah.
A-Rod was coming back from injury, so he was walking around. Then also it's at the Yankees place, it's very, very easy to see legends because they're all invited back. Like Reggie Jackson's always there. Goose Gossage is always, well, maybe not now because Goose Gossage is really shitting on them. But all the prior Hall of Famers are just walking around, just very friendly. And then weirdly, Nick Swisher is always there. and
Swishalicious.
he's there as if he's a Yankee great. Uh,
I think in his head he is.
yeah. So Allison, happy Valentine's Day and spring training
Do you
started.
go to a lot of the game? Like, do you go to a lot of spring training games since it's that close to you?
No, because it's shockingly expensive.
Oh, really?
Be like $85 a ticket.
Oh, the hell.
Like you would think it'd be like $4. No, because the stadium's so small.
I feel like it must have gone up a lot because I remember when I was a kid, it would be like $15, and then I think me and Kara went last year, and it was like $50 a person. So it must have taken a dramatic hike in like the past 5 or 10 years.
Well, if I were to be a dick, I'd say that's the Mets. Okay, so like here's a Detroit Tigers at Yankee game. The cheapest ticket is $79.
That's the first game.
No,
Oh, it's just a random one you picked.
I'll go to a later. That's the second game, but I'll go to the Washington Nationals at the New York Yankees. Okay, these aren't bad. $20. Maybe
Oh, okay. Middle of the week though, probably.
that might be it actually. It's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's at yeah. Who the fuck will on a Wednesday? But maybe I'll go to that. I can go on Wednesday. All right,
All right.
that's it. Good pod. I'll have it edited and posted tomorrow. And
Sweet.
all right.
Nice talking to you. Take care.